guys, welcome back. So this week it was something a little different. My buddy Seth's over here. We are both going to be doing a cat delete and some solar ported throttle bodies at 87s. We just got down the road, did some initial testing. After he got here, did some 6130s. They were both valid. This is his beautiful red mist metallic car, and this is Seth.
Hey guys.
So what all you have done to your car so far?
Completely stock. 100% bone stock.
And it is basically aero package, right?
Yeah, it's a 3LZ 2024 with the aero package, convertible without the Z07. So it's about as heavy as you're going to get for a Z06.
So we got pretty much heavyweight over here. I have not done a Vert yet. I've done all coupes, believe it or not. I've yet to have a Vert in this garage working on. So here's what he has. You got these from where, 3M?
Yeah, I got these.
Or 2M, sorry, 2M,
yeah,
that's right. All right, so we got the 2M. This is basically what I have on my car. They're still using the 3 OEM gasket style. And they're still sending the little crappy gaskets, so you'll want OEM. And they're using the 1 donut, so 3 OEMs and then 1 donut versus like stock has those kind of the mixture of the 3 different types. So anyways, and then his throttle bodies, we'll show those here later. All right, so to start off, we got a rear panel off. It's pretty basic. You can watch any install videos, 4 corners, flaps off, and then you just do the, I think they're T15s, I think. And then down here, you got 2 bolts that come down, and then you got your sensor for your temperature, that's down there. And then your side, there's 4 10 millimeters, 14 millimeters, and that's all out. So now we're closing the trunk and we're switching to engine bay. Okay. And then we're just gonna basically take all these T15s all out, and then we're gonna take this cover off, and then
things that Seth and I figured out on the Vert that's different from the coupe. One, the tank obviously has to come off. It has 1 bolt up here, a little 10 millimeter bracket down there, and then it pushes out from like a little tongue that's recessed. So you slide it this way, pull it out. Then when you get to the catalytic converter bolts, this arm obviously has to come off on both sides. And similar to the coupe, because it's in the same orientation, you just have to have a special kind of setup to get to it. And usually the way I did it was universal, a 15, and then you can just have a regular extension. I just got double extended because a single wasn't enough. And then you need a ton of leverage on it just because of where the extension is, and then just pull off a breaker bar in this corner. And that gives you the perfect shot to it, and you can break it loose. So that's kind of, I feel like, the easiest way to get to that bottom bolt. It took us, what, like a couple minutes to get to it?
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes, something like that.
That's it. Yeah,
okay, so the other big difference as far as on the Vert is down here on the intake bolts. And Seth's going to show you here with this magnet. So if you go straight down instead of on the coupe, you have to go at an angle and do this whole like ratchet setup. You can go straight down from the top on the Vert, which is nice. And then you can, once you got your bolt out, you can just pull down the magnet, shoot it straight down, and then you pull your bolt up. And so that's pretty much it. So it's just a straight shot with extension, and that's all you got to do. All right, so last thing here, we've got the back bolts of the intake. They were off a lot easier on the convertible. Popped off all the connectors, and then now we've had to slide the tank back in. Going to lower the back and then pull the hatch and then start working from the back side. All the cap bolts are off, pretty easy peasy. So far it's actually been not as, I would say, not as bad as the coupe, surprisingly, but I'm sure it's going to get harder.
All right, so in order to get the stock Airbox out of the convertible, what we did is we removed both of the shoes back here to give us a little bit more room, and then we removed these brackets here on the side. Then, with the Airbox in the stock position, you need to rotate it so that the top goes down and the bottom goes up. Once you have it flat, you'll be able to pull it back out of the hole in the trunk.
Okay, all right, because we were playing with this for like a hot minute, and it was a big mother effer. And finally Seth figured it out, how to get that off of there. So definitely, so the first part was easier on the Vert. The second part now so far has been harder. And now we're gonna get these cats out, which I can already tell most likely these are gonna have to come out for these to pull through. So we're gonna work on the brackets in the bottom. The tops are already out, and then get these out of there. So we got these bolts, 1, 2, and there's a bottom. Actually, this one only has 2 on this side, I'm pretty sure. This one, I think, has 3 still, if I'm not mistaken. The bottom is kind of a pain in the butt, but otherwise pretty straightforward now. And then we're gonna swap the throttle bodies. They're already off the car. Let's see right here. Yeah, swap those on.
Is that what the challenge is?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So, all right, so now intake's out. All the wiring is disconnected. We've got these 3 loose. The threads came out on one of them on the back side, but not the top. So we're gonna use a pry bar to pop that out, get it past the threads, and then hopefully pull this one out. This one only has 2 bolts on it. I will say, after being in the trunk of the Vert versus the coupe, so it started off easier. It's definitely gotten harder at this point, just because it's a tighter space. So just keep that in mind. But so anyway, so that's what we're gonna do next, is just use a giant pry bar, pop this, and hopefully pull this out. All right, so new day. Called it quits yesterday. So far, cat deletes are on. We're tightening everything up, buttoning it up. I'm trying something new with these O2 sensor angles and these 90 degrees compared to the way mine's set, to see if this gives you a little bit more room on the wiring. And we're gonna move up to the top side, get that bolted in. And we still gotta do the throttle bodies and get the throttle bodies on there, and then just throw the intake. I will say, the Vert, you guys with Verts, this is a lot more difficult, especially with the wing and all that good stuff. The space is just a lot tighter. It's harder to get it in the trunk and kind of do your thing. So anyways, I give kudos to the guys working on the Verts. I definitely prefer the coupes as far as for this kind of stuff. Anyways, all right. We got the cats on both sides. This is the orientation that we chose on the O2 sensors. And the reason that's important is when you're putting the airbox back in, this wiring will have to be above it to connect to the, there's an RF sensor at the top here. And so it'll need to be able to get to that. And so that you have to make a little opening where the wiring's all sits up. So the way I'll do is I'll usually wire tie it up. Then you can solder your airbox in, and then all the wiring's where it needs to be. Because these cat deletes, for whatever reason, the way they do the bungs, they're always in like a weird place. It's not like a straightforward place. And that's the issue you run into the cat deletes. But you can see the throttle bodies are now on. Everything's ready to be buttoned up. We're all tightened up here and there. So now just airbox and then close it up. All right, so quick trick here on the intake on the Verts. A little bit harder to get because it's tighter space. So Seth figured this out. The easiest way to get this in is following.
Yep, so you're gonna wanna tilt it in where the actual, the holes for the intake are down. And you can slide it in, and once you slide it in, then you can rotate the intake and get it here into position.
So before we tried doing it with the couplers on it, that was a no-go. So now you'll have to put the couplers on after the fact, unfortunately. So that's kind of all right, we're done. Cast deletes are in. Let's leave the cover off just in case there are any issues. Now we're gonna do first start, see how she does. All right, so we just got done. Just started it up, no codes. Seth's good to go. He's about to let her rip. All right, Z mode. Hey, that's at least 120 decibels all day long.
Oh yeah?
If I put the decibel thing, that is insane loud. You want to get behind it?
Yeah, sure.
Listen. Here, I've got it back on. I'm not joking. It'll put your ears out. Be careful. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Sounds good, dude. All right, let's go. Sound of fresh American cat deletes and exhaust. Oh my God. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, that's fine. Any check engine light or anything? All right, cool. All right, let's do it. All right, we're going on a top-down ride. I haven't actually been in a Vert G with cat deletes yet, so we're going to check the sound out.
Might be too loud, honestly.
Nah, that's just thing. All right, now get the top.
All right, hope it still works, by the way. The top.
Hope it still does. Let's
Yeah,
see.
everything seems like it's...
Did it pop like that before? Yeah. It still pop like that? Yeah. Is yours not? I mean, mine does, but I'm saying like before the cat. All right, now we're swapping drivers, swapping cars. See if feel any difference. I'm on a heavier setup right now because I've got my all aluminum like road wheels on here just from doing the Dragon. So I'm up about 60 pounds rotating mass or so, 30 pounds, something like that. Anyways.
Oil spin right there.
What do you think?
Just fast. It feels like in that sort of scenario, it feels way faster than mine. You can tell the weight is not even close.
Did you feel the move? Like, that's where I feel like I notice it is when I'm actually turning.
Yeah.
Like the weight, I don't know that I notice it. Acceleration a ton. It feels like when I ride in your car feels really torquey, almost to me torqueier than this car. Like in the mid range, for whatever reason, I don't know why. Mine, when it gets into R's, I feel like pulls harder. That's probably the weight. But when they're in the corners right there, I feel like, and obviously yours being a Vert, I haven't really been in yours a ton. But this is where this car from stock feels totally different.
You can feel the difference for sure. For sure.
And I wonder how that's going to translate when I get on a road course against other stock Z's. That's where I think the difference. But motor-wise, like, I'm not sure if there's. Would you say there's any, like? It's probably not night and day. Like when we're accelerating.
I wouldn't say it's night and day. No.
Pretty similar, right?
I'd say yeah, pretty similar. Maybe a little different sound, but I wouldn't say night and day.
And it's definitely angry. Like my car.
Yeah, yours is freaking angry. That's true. I think the headers like make a big difference in the way it sounds. That and the exhaust. It's got like a real throaty type of sound to it.
Innocent bystanders. Watch your kids, watch your grandson.